Brave new world of digital capital. Yo, what's up, street talks, street vlogs, Bitcoin samurai talks. Shout out to my friend Adam Rahim from Singapore. I love you forever, laugh. He's the original street samurai. All right, so some thoughts. And shout out to my friend Dave Chang and Kalantham. I love you guys forever. Okay, so today, some thoughts. Oh my god, I finally slept good last night. Okay, the secret, guys. Bone marrow is like horse tranquilizer meets steroids. If I could guarantee you that you could automatically sleep another 7 hours in a night, deeply wake up feeling like super juiced and happy for life. Like, my thought is actually, this is a funny thought. I actually think my thought is whatchamacallit? Bone marrow is like solidified ambrosia, power, happiness, all in one. And also another funny thought, the iPad Pro Max, no, not iPad Pro Max, the normal iPad Pro, the M4, just using the 720p front saving video. And also what I'm doing is I'm putting the brightness to the minimum so I don't get distracted. And it looks like the new GoGo Pro is out. I might get that sometime when I'm back in the States. All right, anyways, some thoughts. So, brave new world of digital capital. So, honestly, at this point, it's like all fake news. Like, I use ChatGPT, Pro 03 to do a press release. Eric Kim launches Gyopo Capital. If you want to be part of the wave, just email me, eric@erickim.com. So, essentially, my vision is, I'm, okay, if you're ever curious, it's like, what country is Eric Kim from? So essentially I was born in the States, but my parents are from South Korea. So my mom is from Busan, right? So I speak Gyeongsangdo Saturi, right? And my dad is from Seoul. Even my halmye, I grew up as a kid going up a lot to Yeongnepo Gucheong, right? On the Yeosan, the number 2 line, right? And I was born in the States, but I speak Gyeongsangdo Saturi, which is pretty funny. And I'm the ultimate Gyopo Ise, right? Second generation. Gyopo means like international or overseas Korean citizen, right? And it's funny because, obviously, I look Korean. I always joke when I'm in Cambodia. People are like, oh, what country from? I say, Knyom Khmer. And they're like, what? And I say, Sokhrum Nat Kampot. I say, I'm from Kampot. So as a consequence, it's kind of funny because nationality, race, it's all kind of interwoven. And I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I think, at this point, we are all cyber people. It's like, what is your nationality? Bitcoin is my nationality. And just if you have a Bitcoin, that's like your ticket to Valhalla. Buying at least one Bitcoin is like your ticket out of the matrix. And I suppose the upside is the more Bitcoins you have, the more tickets you could purchase. In the ancient, what? Is it Greek or might be Egyptian, right? It's like you buy the tickets out of the matrix. I guess I can go this way. This place is pretty cool. Like this little Basak street thingy. And so essentially the matrix is obviously a metaphor. And especially now with chat and AI and the internet, everything is like a simulation. Once again, guys, this is not literal, it's a metaphor. Everything is a metaphor. I also think with Christianity, I'm Roman Catholic. The really, to me, the intelligent way to think about it is everything's a metaphor. Like Jesus doing the bread and the fishies, teach a man to Bitcoin, right? It's a metaphor, right? Like you help your fellow man your fellow man helps other men and it multiplies. It's the ultimate MNAV multiplier, right? And as Eric Kim is shattering the internet right now with my what 6.8x body weight rack pull. Like the number is like 508 kilograms, 1,200 pounds ish. Like these numbers are like becoming like they almost seem like fake numbers. I'll stick to kilograms because I think Hathor's deadlift off the floor was what 502 kilograms or 501 kilo. I don't even remember. And I jumped over that by like 5, 6, 7 kilos. And I think actually the secret thing here too is it's actually not even how much you can lift. It's more the force multiplier. So for example, if you're, you know, a 100-pound dude deadlifting 400 pounds, that's more impressive than a 400-pound guy deadlifting 400 pounds because it's the force multiplier, which is interesting. And the secret to lift more than your body weight is like super simple. Leverage, give me a place to stand and I shall move the world. And a simple way to think about this in terms of weightlifting, you know, do a rack pull, toss on a dip belt, wrap the chain or the Velcro thing in the center of the thing, just get some like cheap deadlift straps and just rack pull it, right? And I think the funny cases against it is like, oh, like it doesn't do anything. I'm like, dude, I'm becoming like so effing insanely jacked right now. Like, just look at any of my back flex videos. Like, my back looks like somebody could probably shoot me with a 6mm in my traps or my back, and the bullet will probably take the hit. My body looks like body armor at this point. Now, why does this matter? Honestly, for me, the number one reason I like to weightlift is seeing what the potentials of the human body is that like when you're weightlifting, I just walk you through because too much traffic. Okay, Sanyo. Yeah, Wild and Phnom Penh, they have like a nice photo exhibit. Okay, so yeah, Phnom Penh is like so nice. Look at this place. People think I'm a samurai guy or whatever, right? Srai. Good. I'm like, am I the only millennial walking around with the iPad Pro? Maybe. Okay, so some thoughts. Oh yeah, so long story short, buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a new digital cyber capital. It is like, this is a thought. If I could buy you a single family house in the middle of Gangnam, right? Like next to Psy's house, or next to Blackpink Lisa's house. And then I would tell you, it's not gonna get taxed, 0% tax. You won't have to maintain it or repaint it for 100,000 years. You can magically teleport it to Tokyo, Osaka, Dubai, Saudi, Qatar, and back in a millisecond. You don't have to pay insurance. You know, you don't have to deal with annoying neighbors like forever. And I can guarantee you that your family will be rich forever. Your kids, when they have kids, you'll be rich, so rich that you're essentially going to be like video game rich. I call it video game rich. Are you video game rich? Yes, we video game rich, right? The pro to you crossing the street, just raise your hand, a kun. Yeah, people in Cambodia are great. So you video game rich, like Diablo 2, you know, you get all the gold, right? So, I have another good analogy. Man, I'm like so turbo. Okay, if you ever played Diablo 2, you remember Deckard King being Tristram. So fiat currency is like the gold you get in Diablo 2. It's like good for like potions and teleporting scrolls, whatever, right? Tom portals, TPs. But Bitcoin is like the Stone of Jordan, the SOJs, or like the mythical, super mythical armors. And there's only X amount of it before all the hackers, right? So, like, if you're playing Diablo 2, would you rather have like 1 billion gold in Diablo 2 expansion pack? Or do you want the legendary like armor of whatever? Shout out to my friend Christoph, the Silks of the Victor. Do you want the Silks of the Victor? Do you want the lightsaber? Do you want the ultra rare, that purple horn helmet for the paladin? Yeah, we's essentially the new digital, we the new cyber paladins, right? You know, upon your shield, and, right? It's interesting and important because wealth and cyber wealth is obviously the future. Like, if everyone else is running their mind on like AOL 3.0 and you have like 5G gigabit internet with a new iPhone Pro Max and everyone's like on a Windows 95 desktop, like, don't you want your don't you want to give your mom the new iPhone Pro rather than have her try to figure out how to install the AOL 3.0 CD and configure your modem and wait like 30 minutes to upload a gigabyte, like a megabyte file? If you've ever used Napster in the past, it's also another good analogy. Do you remember the early days of like Napster? And then you'd want to download a 3 megabyte song and it took you like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I actually remember this very vividly as a kid because I was really into like K-pop, Korean rap, techno at the time. I was like a young kid, right? And now we could just like stream it like tap water, right? It's like the difference between having Spotify Premium versus Napster. It's like an order of magnitude, like at least 1 billion times more efficient. Or it's kind of like Korea post-war versus the middle of Gangnam right now. Yeah, look at Phnom Penh. Phnom Penh rising, going up. So why does this matter? So this matters because being ahead of the curve means, like, it's pretty obvious. Like, I'll use some simple analogies, right? So thinking about your kids, right? First question: are they going to use AI more or less? Right? More developing countries, is there going to be a deeper penetration of iPhones and 5G and 6G, 7G, 8Gs, more or less? Is real estate going to keep getting more expensive or less expensive? As time goes on, is global politics going to get more chaotic or less chaotic? And as time goes on, as people are going to spend more time on the internet and their phones and in cyberspace than in real life. And as time goes on, is cybersecurity, like messaging important stuff, right? Like Telegram, whatever, is it going to be more important or less important? So there's like at least 1 trillion obvious things that are going to happen, right? And like another thing, like 50 years from now, is Bitcoin price going to be up or down? Right? And I think the hard thing to understand is it's kind of an exponential growth. So when I first bought Bitcoin, I bought like 3.5 Bitcoins in 2018, 2017 for like $7,000 a coin. And, you know, thank God I used Coinbase, not like some other third party, what is, right? Coinbase, to me, seems so obvious because like the UI, UX was so clean, minimal. It essentially obviously looked like the PayPal for Bitcoin and crypto. And I'm so glad I used Coinbase, not like one of these other things, because yeah, I kept my Bitcoin, never lost a single Bitcoin in my life. And all these other weird exchanges, I'm glad that I dipped out. And it's actually funny because with enough foresight, all the bad things that happen to you end up being like, I did penny stocks when I was in college, like my junior year, and I misread the financials, so I lost my life savings, which was like $3,500 at the time. I thought I'd never be able to recover from it. I was like depressed for like 3 or 4 years. And now looking back, I can make that in like half a second. So it's good because all those mistakes I made in the past probably ended up saving me millions of dollars in the long run, right? And contrary to popular, so actually an interesting discussion, right? So is Bitcoin gambling? Is MSTR gambling? No. It's like, if you go in the elevator, are you gambling? No. You know, if you go in a Boeing 747, are you gambling? No. If you walk across a bridge, are you gambling? No. I think the difficult thing is we don't yet have a good measure of things. So, I mean, I think volatility is an interesting thought. Volatility means it goes up and down a lot, but you know, whatever, right? So like, think about like roller coaster tycoon, right? Having the roller coasters that make you throw up, that's high volatility. Or like having you know, a Lamborghini whatever's or a McLaren whatever's, you're going through a track at top speed, that'll make you nauseous. Actually, a pro tip I have is, it seems like a good strategy is to conquer your desire for these stupid race cars. Go to a go-kart, electric go-kart track, and just like go top speed for like 15 minutes. 7 minutes in, you're like having so much fun, and then 10 minutes in, you want to throw up and you just stop, okay? So I have like zero interest in like buying any other expensive cars anymore. I'd rather buy the Bitcoin. Like, do you want your 3.5 Bitcoin Ferrari, or do you want a Bitcoin that's going to go to like 55 million a coin in like 15, 20 years? Obviously, you want the coins. Also in Cambodia, the other day I just went to the Sosoro Museum, the Museum of Economy and Money. And okay, so this is an interesting hot take. So if you think about what happened with the Khmer Rouge and to the genocide, I think like literally 90% of the population of Cambodia and the intellectuals in Cambodia were all massacred, unfortunately, by like, you know, 12-year-old boys with guns and missiles and stuff, right? So one of the theories is, I wonder if all this death and genocide and bad stuff that's happened in Rwanda, whatever, I actually wonder if it's actually an economic problem. So traditionally, that the way that you know, the Nazis or whoever gained power was, the background, there was almost always some sort of like economic crisis, right? So for example, Hitler and post World War I economic, German Deutsche, inflation, you know, the Khmer Rouge. I think that during that period, the value of the real was going down. And whenever you have enough people who are impoverished, there's always some sort of uprising. Even Lenin, Marx, the USSR, it's like a rise against the bourgeois because they have it all and the poor people have nothing, right? Even Marie Antoinette in the French Empire, too many poor people, too few rich people, right? So as a consequence, what happened was the uprisings and the deaths, the genocides, it's always like an economic issue. Like, I'm sorry, I think that like, is it like 100% of the world's problems could be solved by economic ones? I mean, not 100% because, you know, stuff like alcoholism and gambling, drugs. I mean, these are all obviously big ones too. But then again, too, I almost think I wonder. The reason why I feel like Bitcoin is like my imperative is because I wonder even if gambling in families happens because there's lack of economic opportunity, right? And so people feel like they need to make money through gambling, going to the casino, rather than investing or thinking about the future. And also the reason why I don't like to think about Bitcoin and this as gambling is if you go to a casino, life's not a casino, right? The odds are always tied against you programmatically, 51% against 49%. So on a long enough time span, right, you're going to lose all your money. And the casino's going to lose all the money. Like, just do the maths. You know, you're in the casino, like, you have $1 billion, and you're always going all in on red 1,000 times in a row. You know, sooner or later, you're going to lose your money, right? So why does this matter? This matters because, once again, guys, with enough time, you're going to lose all your money. Whereas Bitcoin, there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoins forever. So what that then means is the value of it is going to just keep going up forever because it's the best place to park your capital. Capital as like a long-term store of value. Another thing that's interesting I learned from the Social Museum was essentially one of the theories on why the Khmer Empire, the Angkor Wat Empire fell was they did not have money or hard money or assets. They just, all the store of capital was like perishable rice. And it's not very efficient because, you know, you want to do commerce with a Portuguese, Japanese merchant, you know, and you want to buy 10 kilos of gold. Imagine trying to haul like, you know, 50,000 tons of rice. It's like, it's not very efficient. So as time goes on, global commerce is going to become more intertwined. It's like global macroeconomic theory. It's more and more countries are gonna switch the gold reserves to Bitcoin because it's at least digital gold. And then when all the millennials wake up, they're gonna realize that, you know, buying $1 million condo in Seoul is not the best strategy because the day that your kids want to go to America to study, like, what are you gonna do with your condo, right? Whereas if you have Bitcoin, you could forever be independent. You could be location independent. Yeah. So simple next steps. If you're an investor, you're a curious person, get ChatGPT Pro or ChatGPT Pro Max. Don't be a cheapo. Just pay for it. It's like if I could tell you that I'd give you a Bugatti Veyron for your mind and make you 100,000 times richer by only paying $7 a day, would you do it? Probably, right? And this is where being like flexible, open mind is important to you because like the thought of spending $200 a month on like some sort of digital subscription, it seems insane. But actually my personal thought is essentially the new ChatGPT Pro Max. Essentially it's like the new Bloomberg machine. So as a consequence, like, I mean, I don't know, because I'm not from that generation. I'm born in '88. Buying a Bloomberg machine and maintaining it, I think back in the days, like $10,000 a month, I don't know, $50,000 a month, right? So if you want the unfair advantage and you want to conquer the internet and become super effing rich, like, dude, it's like the new Bloomberg, except like 1 trillion times cheaper. So it's all mental fitness. Yeah, so anyways, simple steps. buy the Bitcoin, start your own treasury company, figure out the legalities with deep research mode and ChatGPT Pro. And yeah, spread the good gospel of Bitcoin, make everyone super rich.